Anger is very closely related to stress, and anger is so tied to so many different aspects of divorce that it has to be addressed for the parents and for children. The formula for anger, basically, the basic formula for anger is fear plus hurt plus frustration. You know, and I like to tell parents, especially in divorce, that frustration tends to drive the bus. In other words, when we feel the most frustrated, that frustration tends to influence our behavior and our actions. The fear and the hurt thing is not that easy for folks to see sometimes. Hurt is not that difficult to see. We certainly know when our feelings are hurt, but the fear thing is not easy to see at all. You know, fear of failure, fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, those things come into play so much in anger, and very often it's unconscious. We bring those things to the table, and it just contributes more to our levels of anger. Same is true for our exes, of course. And I also tell divorced parents over and over again, never underestimate the power of fear. Fear plays such a huge role in divorce, it is unbelievable. You know, the most commonly expressed fear by divorced parents is that of losing their children or being replaced. Think about that. What I can't understand is why more parents in divorce don't address that issue with their ex-spouse. Why don't more parents say to their ex-spouse directly, I would never, ever take the children from you? I think if those kinds of things were said more often, you'd see different behavior in divorce. It's that fear. That's why very often, well into divorce, even years sometimes after a divorce is final, an ex-spouse will so overreact to a new relationship that their former spouse is in, or a marriage. They will so overreact, it's almost baffling. But when you step away from it and really look at it, very often when an ex-spouse gets involved in a new relationship, the person they were formerly married to, the parent of their child or children, often that fear is stirred up for them that they're going to lose their children somehow or be replaced by this new person who's coming into the picture. And if that just would, you know, if you would just address that one issue alone, I have to believe that things could get a lot better. All of these issues are huge in divorce. And the primary reason that we need to address them as directly as possible and as quickly as possible is our children. Because, you know, it's not the divorce that does the damage. It's what we as parents are doing before, during, and after divorce that does the damage. And when we make the right choices, it makes a huge difference in regard to how our children handle things. A huge difference. At divorce-parenting.com, I've put together the things that people need, the tools that parents need to make certain that they create the healthiest possible divorce for their children. You know, and I say to parents too, don't let your pride get in the way. You know, no parent is perfect. Parenting's about making mistakes. And in divorce, the key is not to make the same mistakes over and over again. So you need to arm yourself as a divorced parent with as much information as possible so that you don't make the same mistakes over and over again, because it's your children who will suffer from that. And you know, you've got to know where the danger areas are in divorce if you really want to help your children.